So you finally come back to me. I knew the day would come when you would run into my roots. This is your one and only opportunity, Chidera. The very last time I will offer you my hand. Tell me, if wishes come true, what would be your wish, you witch?
Nelly Visuals presents The Curse of Obiagu.
Long before shadow and tragedy fell upon Obiago, there was a time when the sun seemed to shine only for one compound. This was the home of young Dera.
Cheche kule, cheche kofisa. Sulalanga, kakashilang. Kumadende, hey!
A bright, happy girl whose laughter could light up the entire village. Her family was whole, their land was blessed, and in those early days, no one knew the weight of pain. In the ancient traditions of Obiago, a maiden's transition into womanhood was never a quiet event. It was considered a sacred sign from the ancestors, a belief that a young girl's first flow brought fertility, rain, and fresh blessings to the entire community.
Dera, I am so proud of you.
Thank you, mother.
Neighbors, everyone come celebrate Dera. My daughter has done it.
My daughter, I am so proud.
The drums were echoing. The women were dancing. No one in that compound saw the dark shadow creeping into their joy until it was too late. In a single heartbeat, the day meant to celebrate new life became the day death entered Dera's home.
Hey! Oh no! He's down! Help him! Brother, wake up!
And though no one said it out loud yet, the silent whispers in Obiago had already begun.
Sorrow fills that house. I think the daughter might be cursed. Her father met the ancestors on the very day of her celebration.
God forbid.
Years passed, and the painful loss of her father settled like a quiet scar over Dera's heart. But her mother was her rock, working tirelessly to shield her daughter from the cold stares and rising rumors in Obiago. On Dera's birthday, the compound was once again filled with gentle warmth.
Dera, it smells wonderful, just like your father used to make.
Before setting out for the day, her mother looked at Dera and gave her a piece of advice that would become her anchor.
No matter how dark the sky gets, my child, never let the light inside you dim. Promise me you will always hold on to joy.
I promise, mother.
Today is your birthday, and I know your father would love you to celebrate. So today, we celebrate.
To make the day special, her mother walked down to the sacred stream to gather fresh water and herbs for their feast. But the quiet waters held a darkness no one anticipated. An unnatural stillness swept through the forest. Without warning, her heart seized. On the very day meant to celebrate her life, Dera's mother drew her last breath at the riverbank. Now an orphan, Dera was taken in by her aunties. Desperate to honor her mother's final wish, Dera fought back her tears and tried to keep a smile on her face. But in Obiago, tragedy seemed to follow her every footprint. Within weeks, her auntie's prosperous crops withered to dust. Fearing for their own lives, they sent her away. She went to live with her uncle, but disaster struck his household too. His livestock fell sick and died without explanation.
Good day. Cursed girl!
The whispers grew into loud accusations. To the people of Obiago, Dera was no longer just an unlucky girl. She was a living curse. They barred her from the mainstream, threw stones as she walked past, and spat on the ground she walked upon. Yet despite the cruelty, Dera refused to let her heart turn bitter. Every time they struck her, she remembered her mother's voice. Never let your light dim. She forced herself to smile, holding on to her faith. But the villagers misunderstood her joy. They believed she was smiling because she took pleasure in their suffering. Unbeknownst to the village, the darkness was far closer than they realized. Night after night, the evil spirit of the forbidden tree haunted Dera's dreams, whispering promises of vengeance and power. Night after night, Dera rejected it, choosing light over darkness. Overwhelmed by the spirit's persistent haunting, Dera turned to the only person she thought she could trust, her dearest childhood friends. She poured out her heart, confessing the terrifying dreams of the spirit, offering her power.
I just don't know what to do.
It was the ultimate betrayal. Terrified and eager to save themselves, her friends ran straight to the elders. They twisted Dera's words, declaring that Dera was actively speaking to the evil spirit to destroy Obiago. The chief priest brought the news to the king, declaring, "The evil spirit of the land has chosen her as its vessel. To stop her dark magic, we must break her spirit. We must strip away her joy and end her life." Hearing this, the king ordered his guards to seize Dera.
Catch her! Don't let the witch escape!
I kept my promise to my mother. I smiled when they spat on me. I sang when they threw stones at me. But how do you keep the light inside you alive when the whole world wants to drown you in darkness?
With nowhere left to turn, Dera ran for her life into the night, broken, haunted, and betrayed by the very people she tried to love. She ran straight toward the crossroads of her destiny. In that single heartbeat, surrounded by night and bloodthirsty men, Dera made the choice that would change Obiago forever.
So you finally come back to me. I knew the day would come when you would run into my roots. This is your one and only opportunity, Chidera. The very last time I will offer you my hand. Tell me, if wishes come true, what would be your wish, you witch? Speak your wish, child. Say the words, and my power will consume every soul in this land. No! I do not want blood on my hands. They hate me. Please, if you have mercy, hide me.
After her! Don't let her escape! Where did she go? She's vanished! Break it open! She's inside! Search the branches! Where did she go?
Days passed. The villagers camped around the tree, but Dera never emerged. Believing the evil had swallowed her whole, Obiago threw grand feasts. Even Dera's 3 childhood friends joined the celebration.
5 days without water, 5 days without bread. No mortal can survive locked inside cold wood. The tree has claimed her. The curse is finally dead.
But their joy was short-lived. By the next dawn, the sky turned dark. The streams grew sour, crops withered overnight, and a strange weakness struck the villagers. The land was dying. It was then that a traveling priest from the high hills entered Obiago with an urgent message from the ancestors.
You dance while your graves are being dug. You threw feasts because you thought you killed a witch, but you buried your own salvation. What speak you, great priest? The girl was a curse upon our land. She was no curse. The tree did not consume her out of anger. It hid her because your hands were too bloody to touch her. Dera was chosen from birth as the Anyanwu, the eye of the sun. She was the vessel meant to hold the light of Obiago, and you drove her into the earth.
Desperate to save his dying kingdom and his sick son, the king dropped his pride. He led the entire village to the sacred tree, falling to his knees in the mud to plead for mercy.
So, this is the tree? Auntie, you said the villagers camped around it for 5 days. What really happened to Dara after that? Did she die inside? Did they ever find a body when the kingdom restored itself? Nobody knows till today, my dear. No bone was ever found, and no grave was ever dug. Some elders say her body became one with the bark, while her spirit rose to protect the soil.
And the title, the Anyanwu, what happened to it?
When Dara vanished, the ancestors decreed that the title would skip generations until the land was worthy again. It has been over 100 years since the last chosen vessel lived and died in this village. People have almost forgotten. It's tragic. She just wanted to be happy, but they judged her because bad things happened around her. It's not fair to blame her. I know, it's a difficult situation. That is the lesson of Obiago. Never judge a person by the storm around them. Sometimes, the person carrying the heaviest rain is the one holding back the flood for everyone else.
Awake, daughter of the soil. The century of silence is broken. You are the chosen Anyanwu of Obiago.